We've been working through these linear equation questions. We have one left where we have to expand both sides and work it out. I did get partway through this, but I'll start again, and then 2 word questions to work through. So if we multiply the brackets out first, 3 times x is going to equal 3x plus 3 times 4 is 12. That's going to equal, when we multiply out the second side, 2 times x is going to be 2x plus 12. Now we want to get rid of we want to get all the x's on one side. The best way is to get rid of the x's from the smallest value. So let's subtract 2x from both sides. So 3x minus 2x leaves you 1x, which we just write as x, plus 12 equals 2x minus 2x is going to leave you with 0. So that side's just going to equal 12. Now we want to get x by itself. So the opposite of x plus 12 is to subtract 12. So if we subtract 12, both sides, we'll get rid of the x. X plus 12 minus 12 is just going to leave with x equals 12 minus 12 is 0. So let's see if we put 0 into this equation where that works. 0 plus 4 is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. So this side of the equation equals 12. 0 plus 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. So that does equal out, and that does work. Now we're talking taxi fares. So when you get in a taxi, they charge you a certain amount as soon as you get into the car for every ride. It's called the flag fall. So every trip you take is going to have $5 plus $1.20 per kilometre travelled. So if the taxi fare is 65, how far have they travelled? So let's think about this. Let's say the taxi fare is going to equal F. The fare, we'll call it, equals $5 plus 1.5 times the kilometres. Now, in this case, the fare is $65. So $65 equals 5 plus 1.5 times the number of kilometres. So we want to find out how many kilometres there is. And we'll get rid of this. We know it's 1.5 times the number of kilometres. That's the shorthand in algebra. So we want to get this by itself, kilometres by itself. So the first thing we want to do is subtract 5 from both sides. It's just an equation. If we do something to one side, we can do it to the other. So 65 times 5 is going to be 60 equals 5 minus 5. That's just going to equal 0. So it's going to be 1.5 times the number of kilometres. Now to get the number of kilometres by themselves, it's 1.5 multiplied by the number of times kilometres. If we divide both sides by 1.5, that will get it by itself. So 60 divided by 1.5, you could use your calculator to do that, but I think I'm pretty comfortable that's going to equal 40. I might just double check that. So 60 divided by 1.5 does equal 40. So 40 equals the number of kilometres. It's been asked a word problem, so it's always good to answer that word problem. So the trip is 40 kilometres long. However, I've just seen I've misread the question. It's actually $1.20 per kilometre. So wherever we've seen 1.2, where 5, it's got to be 1.2. Okay. So 5 times 1.2 times the number of kilometres. So this is the same. The rule, subtract 5 from both sides. So 60 equals 1.2 times the number of kilometres. Now when you divide both sides by 1.2, we're going to get 60 divided by 1.2 equals the number of kilometres. And I'm pretty comfortable that equals 50 equals the number of kilometres. But I'll just double check it with my calculator again over here. So we've got that 50 divided by 1.2 equals, sorry, we started with 60. 60 divided divided by 1.2, 50 kilometres. So therefore we'd say the distance travelled is 50 kilometres. So I apologise that little mistake at reading is $1.5 per kilometre. Now the second part of the question still relates back to this. So the trip distance was 50 kilometres. It was a fair trip. It's from one side of Brisbane across the other. But on the way home, you have to go a different way because the usual road is closed for roadwork. The fare is $72. How much longer is the journey? So let's see how long this journey is going to be. So $72 is the fare, and we still start with $5 plus, and I'll get this right this time, 1.2 times the number of kilometres. So let's start by subtracting 5 from both sides. So 72 minus 5, 67, equals, so 5 minus 5 is 0, it's going to equal 1.2 times the number of kilometres. 1.2 multiplied by that, to get rid of the 1.2 times, we're going to divide both sides. So we get 67 divided by 1.2 equals the number of kilometres. And if we duck off to the calculator, 67 divided by 1.2, that's going to equal 55.83 kilometres. 55.83 kilometres is the distance. Now the question didn't ask us for the distance, it said how much longer is the journey. So therefore the extra length of the journey is going to equal to 55.83 minus the 50 kilometres. And so it's going to be an extra 5.83 kilometres. So we can write that in just as a word statement. The trip is 5.83 kilometres. And that is the last